Hey there, everyone. How are you doing today? Michael Zuber, author of One Rental at a Time. And I've been thinking about creating this presentation for real estate meetups for the last month or so. And the topic of this particular presentation is basically, hey, there's no deals today. There's no inventory. The market sucks. What can I do? And my opinion is that, yeah, this market is pretty tough. It's tough for me also, as you will see in a minute, because I share everything. But I actually think it's the perfect time to learn. So if you give me about 25 minutes, probably, this is a draft or a practice run of what I hope will be at a real estate meetup shortly. Let me share with you a presentation, kind of the full story of why I think today is actually a great time to be a new investor, because it will reward effort, and it greatly reduces your risk profile by taking action today. So let me share with you everything going on, and let me bring up the presentation. So give me just 1 minute. I need to share this. Thank you. Thank you, Zoom. What would I do without Zoom? Anyway, so here's the presentation. I'm going to collapse this little picture of me. All right. So again, the whole idea here is I hear you. And I feel it every day. I am, in many cases, just like you. I am looking to add another single family rental to my portfolio, and it is tough out there. It is really, really tough out there. But I want you to realize that for many of you, it's actually probably a good thing, especially if you're at the beginning of your journey and you need to do the work. So let me explain. Again, I want it to be very clear. I don't have some special sauce. There's no easy button for me just because I've been doing this 20 years. I feel your pain. I feel your frustration. I feel this perfect storm that has landed on all of our laps. I am not in some special situation. It is hard for me to find and add rental properties today because that is my goal. I want to add more. I'm not done. So realize that I am in a similar boat. I do have the beauty of time in a network that helps. But again, I'm in the same boat. So again, let's just summarize where we are today so you can see that we're on the same page, or at least I hope I'm on the same page. I've identified 10 bullets just because that's what fit on the page. There's probably more. But again, the reality today, right? There's no inventory. There's bidding wars. The darn cash buyers seemingly are everywhere. Builders, new construction are slowing down. Wall Street has identified single family homes as an asset class. Oh my gosh. Prices screaming higher. Case Shiller, everything. We're talking double-digit growth across the country. Crazy. Add on top of that rising rates. We have changes to lending standards that punish investors. We have eviction moratoriums making it painful for mom and pop landlords. We now have this notion of avoidable foreclosures that's going to keep inventory off the market. Bless me. Sorry about that. Right? Again, avoidable foreclosures, keeping stuff off the market. We have forbearance, keeping what normally would be distressed sellers off the market. And we have record cash in the bank, right? We have cash that we'd like to deploy, but there are no deals. Again, there are more things going on today. Today is a perfect storm, as I use an analogy later, to really make it hard. But again, you could look at this list and either think one way or another. And I'm gonna ask you to stay with me for a little bit and why I think it's actually good for you. Again, I feel your pain. This list of 10 things hurts me just as much as it hurts you. But here, I do have one advantage. I know, and actually wrote about in this book, the fact that residential real estate, specifically single families through fourplexes, they run in cycles. I've been through a couple of them. And there's no reason to think that this cycle won't change and this perfect storm won't reverse. The tsunami that came will recede. And it's going to be the people that do the work that will be ready to take advantage. I know the rewards are worth the effort. I know the frustration you feel today will be worth keep moving forward. Again, I will say it many times throughout this presentation. The folks that follow me, the folks that sign up for the course in the Facebook group, get mentoring, I talk about all the time, focus and daily execution. Even when it's hard, you don't stop doing the daily work when it's hard. You double down, you keep doing it because it will change. This is the hardest market I have seen in my 20 years of investing to get your first or next deal. Inventory, prices, lending standards, they all seem to be pushing back against investors. That will change, but it's tough today, and I feel your pain. While it's the hardest market to get a deal, I think this market is without question the best market to learn because it's changing. It's actually changing pretty rapidly. And if you do the daily work like I talk about, you will see it change. I'm seeing it change in my market. My students are seeing it change in theirs. If you only are in this occasionally, you're not going to see it. But the changes are real. The changes are coming. The market will be very different by December than it is today. But it's only going to be the folks that have the daily discipline and the focus that will see it. I suggest being one of those people. Never forget that this is a journey and it will take time. However, just like every journey, it starts with focus and doing the work. One step in front of another, the daily execution, as I call it. So, okay, great. I get it. You said do the work like 17 times already. What is it? Well, here's the deal. It's actually probably for most of you doing less, not more. Think about that. And I'll go through it. I'm not hiding anything from you. But the idea is most of you are so frustrated, you're actually doing more work and creating more confusion and getting nowhere. Think about that. I see it every day. But here we go. So again, it's do less, not more. I suggest you focus on one market, not several, especially in the beginning, because you want to create positive leverage, not negative leverage. If you look at 3 markets and then you try to kind of summarize what's going on in each 3, you are going to get confused. You are going to make mistakes and you aren't going to get anywhere. In the beginning, you must focus on one market. It is step 1 of my course. You must get laser focused even in that market, right? When I talk about a market, I chose Fresno, California decades ago. I'm not talking all of Fresno. That's too big for the beginning. You've got to get really focused. And we talk about that a lot. You need to focus on one strategy, not several, as you can't grow expertise if your energy is not focused, especially in the beginning. All the people that I've known who've become remarkably successful with real estate, they chose a lane for years. For me, it was obviously buy and hold. For others, it's flipping. For others, it's ground up development. That's what I have in our expert series, Monday through Friday on this channel. Different experts, because I want to show what others are doing. But you can't be, I'm going to try to do wholesale in mailers. I'm going to try to do syndication with multifamily. Oh, I'm going to try to do Airbnb. Oh, I'm going to house hack. Stop it. This is the time to get focused. One strategy. If you don't, you're not going to get anywhere. I suggest, and frankly, I require, if you are one of my students, to do 10 to 20 minutes of effort every day. Not 8 hours on the weekend. I want 10 to 20 minutes a day. I'd still do it myself. It is what allowed us to grow our portfolio and learn our market like no others. It's not about total time, right? 20 minutes a day times 7 is 100. So it's 2.5 hours roughly. Some of you fight me on this, and I don't know why you fight me. I'm showing you the path and you want to fight me. You want to tell me that, Michael, I'm spending 8 hours on the weekend and you want me to only spend 2.5 for the week. I'm doing 3 times as much. Well, the reality is you're doing squat. You're wasting the time. You might as well go do something else, because 8 hours on the weekend gets you nowhere. Divides focus. You're not learning. You've seen no progress. You've seen no daily change. You can fight me if you want. You don't have to do it my way. I know my way works. Thousands of students later doing deals every week. You can go look at a playlist on my YouTube channel called either Student Reviews or Goals, and you can hear about the deals they're doing. It's freaking fantastic. We did, I think we did 8 last week. It's amazing. You have to be consistent. It's daily execution, right? The first 30 days are going to be uncomfortable. The next 30 days are going to feel awesome. And then the next 30 days, you're going to be like, this is repetitive. I don't care. I have been doing this for 20 years. It takes me 10 minutes or less, but that's what you want. You want efficiencies. You want scale. You want positive leverage, not negative leverage. I'm showing you the way. You can choose to follow or not, but that is the way. It's not about little spurts. I call them sugar highs or shooting stars. I've referred to them as before. I don't know what other analogy works better than this, but this is a journey you're on, either a better financial future or financial freedom or legacy wealth, whatever you want your journey to be. It's going to take time. It is not a sprint. It is a marathon. How do you finish a marathon? You take one step after another. You just keep going at a consistent pace. You keep going. You walk when you have to. You run, jog. You just get it done. It's not a sprint. I believe only one question matters. When I talk to new investors, I think all of this other nonsense out there just creates confusion to make it hard. And again, I'm not going to hide it from you. I'm going to give you the question here shortly. But realize what I teach, what I talk about, what my students learn and answer is one question. One question, once answered, is so empowering, so enlightening, and it builds so much confidence. So here it is, the one question. And this is what you answer by the time you're done with my course without question, is what is an average deal in my market? That's it. What's an average deal? Your daily execution, your focus, doing the math, getting comfortable, all of that is to answer what is average. Because once you know average, you can do good or great. You can skip over bad. Frankly, you skip over average. Real estate investing is empowering because you don't have to do every deal. You do one deal a year, you're in the top 1%. One deal a year. You do one deal a year for 4 years, you've changed your life. It's all because you know average. If you don't know average, you're gambling. That's the reality. If you don't know average, if you haven't invested the time, you are 100% gambling. You could win, but you could lose. It's not until you've done the work and know average that any of this matters. Here's the deal, the power of knowing average. Once you know average, you can write offers that make it good or great deal. So let's say an average deal in your market's 5%. I don't want to argue about if 5% is good or bad. That's not the point here. The point is you've done the work and average is 5%. So what I want you to do after you've done the work for 60 or 90 days is you're going to write offers on deals that are 6, 7, 8, 9%. That's it. That's your job. Now, as point 2 number says, in today's market, the seller is probably going to say no, but that's okay. You know your market, you know what's average. So your job is to seek out and create and secure good or great deals. I know this much. Markets feel like they're never going to change in the moment. In the moment, this day, this week, this month. But markets are changing all the time. And it is only the people that are in it that can see it, they can feel it. They almost get a sixth sense as the market is changing. Again, you do not have to do a deal today or tomorrow. I know you want to, I know it's a goal, but again, if you keep grinding and working and only a right, good, or great, you're going to get it eventually. And again, as I've shared many times, I am in the same boat. I feel your pain. I wrote 250 offers in the last 12 months and got 0. It's okay. I am not going to do a bad deal. Just because other people want to overpay, I'm not going to. I will wait. I will keep grinding and keep grinding and keep after it. Here's another one that's really important. Once you know your market and you know what you're looking for, tell everyone. Like we talk about in the course, I think it's step 3 or probably step 4, it's grow your network. Get very, very good at telling people what you're looking for. All the deals I did in the last 12 months, all 6 of them came from my network because my network knows what I'm looking for. So yes, you can keep growing. You can find off-market deals, but it only matters if you know your market. That's the secret, folks. What is an average deal? And most of you will never do the work to figure it out. You're going to try to gamble and overpay, and it's going to end badly. But do the work, and it's empowering. It's confidence building. It's awesome. Finding and creating a good deal, good or great deal, is hard. But again, remember, you only need one a year. Some of you only need one every 2 years. It's okay. Let me hang up on this wholesaler who's calling right now. Yes, I get phone calls from wholesalers. Again, you only need to do one, right? You only need to do one. The rewards are truly massive. Again, rewards for daily effort. This is the biggest one. Most of the new folks I talk with are kind of scared or nervous. But if you do the work that I talk about, you're going to build some confidence. You are going to know your market, your area cold. You're going to reduce risks because you are identifying bad or average deals. Again, in a normal market, you could do a bad or average deal really easily. But today it's tough because everybody's overpaying. But again, this is the time to learn. You only have to do the best deals. Again, to go back to an earlier example, we talked about 5%. If you just spent the time looking and creating 7% deals, you would be significantly ahead of the game in your market. Getting on the property ladder is important. The property ladder, owning assets, is the best way for most of us to get wealthy. Most of us don't have businesses. We're not athletes, singers, actors. We're not going to win the lottery. But if you start owning assets like property and you let inflation be your friend, you are going to be amazed at what happens in the future. You have to own assets, ideally, that produce income, spendable income, positive cash flow. If you do the math and your yield is negative, let me promise you that is a bad deal. In my book, it's the only picture. It's a picture of an alligator. Negative yield is an alligator. It consumes your income instead of it producing income for you. Don't do that. Only get assets that produce positive cash flow. You're on a journey. If you're doing real estate investing, it's not a day, a week, a month, or even a year. You're in this for multiple years. And I promise you the journey will have many twists and turns. It will have some really low lows, but the highs are worth it. The freedom that you can create if you do the work and stay on this journey it's worth it. I don't know what else to tell you. Your future self, 5, 10, 15 years from now, will thank you for your focus in daily execution. Let's talk about the rich and what some people are calling renter nation. So I think you should do what the rich do. Hey, if someone wants to show you how to do something that you want, and lots of us want to be rich, we should probably do what they do, right? Let's go figure out what the rich are doing and do what they do. The rich, without question, own assets. This K-shaped recovery we've been in the last 14 months have proven it. It is far better to own assets than not. It just is. So we can complain about it, we can whine about it, or we can get off our butt, do the work, and own some cash flow positive assets. Single family homes are now a freaking asset for the rich. This has never been the case before. The rich used to party and own 5, 6, 7 homes, but gosh darn it, that Great Recession proved that they can own hundreds or thousands of single family homes in an umbrella, under an umbrella or of a company, and produce better returns. The rich used to own apartment buildings and malls and stuff like that. The cap rates suck. So now they're coming to single family. So if the rich are owning single family for positive yield, I suggest doing the work and doing it yourself. Renters clearly are valuing space. Something we've learned the last 14 months is anything with an elevator is bad. The whole urban class A, bad. The pool, the gym, all amenities can be closed. People want space. Guess what has space? Single family homes. Single family homes or rental homes are remarkably low. We have growing demand. So guess what that means? Economics 101. Rents are going to go up. Think in years or decades and you can see what's coming. Higher values and much, much higher rent. And you have fixed rate debt. The beauty, the ultra beauty that you as an individual, you can go get 4, maybe even 10 fixed rate 30-year loans at remarkably interest rate. The rich own assets. Assets inflate. Get on the ladder. And oh, by the way, go get 30-year debt. If the US is going to become a renter nation, I suggest being a landlord, because that will mean prices are very high and it's too darn high for the average person. So go get your set of assets if that's what you think is coming. The rich are. I suggest, again, if you can figure out what the rich do, I suggest copying it. It is that simple. Let's talk about the perfect storm we are in right now. Supply is just crazy, but I think it will all turn around. One thing that's happened the last year is the move up buyer, right? The person who bought their first home 5 or 10 years ago who would normally move up, they've been frozen in place. I believe that's going to reverse this year, and only the students, only the people that focus daily will see it coming. You will be able to operate and pull the trigger first. Distressed sellers have been given a hall pass this year, right? Mortgage forbearance, just all these other things. There are reasons all the time properties go into foreclosure, job transfers, divorce, all these things. Everybody could just claim, COVID and go nowhere. That will reverse eventually. At this point, it will reverse in 2022, but it will reverse and some inventory will come on the market. New construction. Gosh darn these builders. They're actually slowing down, or they're speeding up, but creating whole rental communities. Our builders right now have seen that single family as rentals is a profitable business. And I did a video on it a couple of days ago on my YouTube channel. Check it out. But yeah, new builders, they're building for renter nation or slowing down because of inflation. Inflation is real. They are canceling contracts. Oh my God, supply of new homes is slowing down. Here's a huge one. Again, this could change as we kind of get out of this dark and transition to light. The vertical living, right? Multi towers with elevators and all these amenities. Not cool. People want a yard. They want a room for their office. They want a garage for their stuff. They want a yard for their kids. It's amazing to see how demand shifted so quickly. We have seen a huge shift from the urban core to the suburbs or neighborhoods. It's unbelievable what is happening. But again, you can become a part of it or not. Low rates. For the first time, people in a long time are doing the math, and they could actually save significantly if they own. I believe this has been happening for quite a while now. They're going, instead of spending $4,800 a month on rent, I'm going to go become an owner at $2,000 a month or whatever it is. Owning in many markets is better than renting. This K-shaped recovery we have been in, and thankfully we've been talking about for a year, has actually lowered expenses and maintained or even increased income for many. How crazy is that? These folks have record savings and they are ready to deploy it. Affordability, even with high prices, lots of people are saying, hey, look, the price is here and the price is here. It's crazy. It's not about price, folks. It's about payment. And most cities, including the one I invest in, is still very, very affordable. Yes, it is becoming less and less affordable, but as of right now, it is still affordable. And here's a big one I've said many times. I believe we are not giving due respect to the shift with our millennial buyers. They are becoming of age that they are buying. They maybe are buying later than past generations, but who cares? They're buying. They're getting their first homes. And they are switching from being renters to owners. And as this shift accelerates, they will move the needle. So why do I think all of this is really good news? Because there's low supply and high demand, it actually means you have to work hard. You just can't write an offer and get a yes answer today because there's lots of cash buyers and everything we've just talked about. You have to do your homework. It's hard. Frankly, in a normal market, like 18 of the last 20 or so I have been investing in, it was extremely easy to find a deal, but it was so easy that deal could lead to negative surprises because you didn't do the work. Lots of people in past years who could be you looked at the market for a week, 2, 3, wrote an offer, got a deal, and then realized it was bad. They had their numbers wrong. Today, because of the low supply, it rewards you for doing your work and getting prepared for what is coming. Again, the tide that has caused this low supply, the tsunami and high demand, it will absolutely reverse. It has to. It always does. In the moment, it feels like it never will, but it will reverse. And the rewards for the well-prepared are going to be amazing. You will be able to take advantage first. The best year to buy was actually 2010 in my career, which expands 20 years now. I know this because I stayed in my market every day. I was buying all the way down 2007, 8, 9, 10. And then the market flattened out and hedge funds came in and started going up. I stayed in my market, so I was active. Others didn't realize the market had turned until 2012. They were scared. Oh my God, it's falling, it's falling, it's falling. Little did they know they missed 2 years off the bottom. Prices on stuff I bought in 2010 were up 50 to 75% in 2 short years. And that's when others came in. If you were buying in 2012, in most markets, you were late. I only can say that because I was in the market all the time. Yes, the stuff I bought in 8 and 9, I paid more than I would have in 2010, but who knows where the bottom is? You only know what a good or great deal is and pull the trigger. I believe you've got to get ready now. You've got to stay ready because the market, the tsunami will retreat. And it's only the prepared that will see it. By the time this tsunami reverses and they're writing about it in newspapers, it will be years past over. In the end, I want to let you know about free resources I put out all the time. There are going to be 3. You can obviously subscribe to my YouTube channel called One Rental at a Time. I put out 3 or 4 original pieces every day, 7 days a week. I have a free online course, link in the description below, that's out there for folks to take. And I've recently published or created a 10-page PDF on how to get started. If you would like to get this, it's brand new. Not many people have seen it. You can email me at mzuber@onerentalatatime.com, and I will send it to you. It's a PDF that one of the folks at the hub helped me make pretty and add some color to it. So if you want that, email me. It's 10 pages. I will send it to you. I do have some paid courses. Again, if you no need to do these if you don't want to, but they're important for people to realize that are there. I have a $99 course called Get Your Money Right. A lot of people realize they need to figure out where their money is going and coming and all of that. It's a very valuable course. It is the course that helped Olivia and I get past 3 rentals. If we didn't get our money right, we would have never been able to retire. We had to figure out what we could save, understand needs, wants, all of that. So that's an important course. The one I am most known for, the one with thousands of students, is the next one at $199. How to get started one rental at a time. It's an amazing value. It gets you access to a private Facebook group. And yes, we are adding content all the time. We have a new section called Private Money. We're adding another one. I'm working with someone on owner financing. We will keep adding to this. That price will eventually go up once I feel like these other sections are complete. And then because so many people ask for mentoring, I do have a course that offers a 30-minute live one-on-one mentoring session with me, not anyone else, not one of my students, with me. It is the same course as the one above at $199, except you get 30 minutes with me. I've scheduled 2-hour blocks on Sunday to have those conversations. So again, that's what I offer. Again, you don't have to buy these. Keep watching the free resources, YouTube, my free course, or the 10-page PDF. But these courses are changing people's lives. They get you access to my private Facebook group. And one of these will even get you direct access to me. In the end, I want to close with this simple statement. I believe in you. You've got this. I believe now's the best time to learn, but you've got to do the work. You have to focus, right? Do less, not more. And you have to execute daily. So in the end, I believe you need to do what the rich do. They own assets. I believe the rich are coming to the single family market, so get after it. I believe the tsunami that has driven record supply low and record demand will reverse, but it's only the well-prepared that will be able to take advantage of it. I believe the tsunami is already retreating. We are already seeing the move-up buyers list. I'm seeing it in my market. It's still moving fast, but unless you're looking daily, you won't see it. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can check me out with our book on Amazon or Audible. If you're ready to do the work, buy one of the courses, and I'll see you in the private Facebook group. Bye-bye.